and today we are delving into a critical issue that is currently affecting the heart of Nigerians, which is food inflation. Number one out of them is the supply chain disruption, transportation challenges, inadequate infrastructure, and logistical issues, and the rest. Let me give you a scenario of how me and one of my colleagues went to a market to buy stuff, and after 2 weeks I will find out that the money we paid for the transportation, they have had additional at least 500 or so on top of the initial agreement, because of the cost of the diesel the vehicle is making use of. So logistic and everything is causing all these things as well, and also infrastructure. You find that most of these things are coming out from a typical villages. The roads are very, very bad and the red, so it's also contributing to all these things. So another factor that we also consider that is causing all these things is exchange rate fluctuation. We all know the exchange rates between the naira and the dollar now, and most of our things are imported, and these deals are strike in dollar and the rest. So what do you expect? Another thing, which is the third one, is high production costs. I summarize this as input from fuel, fertilizer, labor, and also increased expenses. These things, they are domino effects. So if these things accumulate, you don't expect a farmer who is running is a business, so you don't expect that person, after putting all these things in an increased rate, to come and sell to you at the normal rate. No, he will make sure, he or she will make sure that it beats the cost of everything to have its own return of investment, because an investment. So the moment you know those things, as a farmer, you will not be at loss. So the farmer will not, because the Nigerians are suffering from food inflation, they will now start selling at disadvantage to themselves. So as a farmer, it's normal. So even once there's high cost of inputs, there will also be high cost of the sales of those products and the rest. Let's move to the external factors that are contributing to some of these as well, and which is going to be the fourth one: insecurity. All these ones, they are external factors. Insecurity, insecurity, particularly in some regions of Nigeria, disrupt agricultural activities. You will not, because of Nigerians risk your life to go on commercial farming large scale, or so if you can be able to have a land within your home or within your environment there, maybe at the back of your house, that can sustain you and your family, you always go for that. So most of those people in rural areas are facing these challenges, and they are the major producers of the food we eat in Nigeria. It causes reduced yield and supply shortages. And another thing you should also consider, which is the fifth one, is the policy factors. The policy, government policies and subsidies, they also play a role. When there is changes in agriculture, trade, or monetary policies, all these things can significantly impact the cost of food as well. So when you see food skyrocketing and everything, if it's not all these factors I've been talking about, then it can also be the policy of the government. So another one, which is the sixth one, is climate change. It's a wild card. Climate change is unpredictable. So unpredictable weather patterns also affects the cost of food and everything. It impacts on agricultural productivity, and it can lead to crop failures and decrease. You plant maybe in the riverine areas, and based on your own calculation, you believe maybe before so period there will be no flood and everything. You calculate, but because of the unpredictable weather patterns, flood might come and pack your stuff and everything. So you see, it also affect all these things and the rest. Inflation in food sector, all these things are part of them. Then the last but not the least, which is the population growth. There's increase in our population on daily basis, but there is no increase in production capacity or in production. So you see, rapid population growth increases demand for food, so it will put pressure on the supplies, and it potentially leading to high prices, because you will not be able, the people are demanding for these things and the production is not meeting those demand, the supply is not meeting those demand. So what do you expect? This is where a classic case of supply struggling will come in to keep up with demand. You see, they will give you premium prices and the rest. It's another way of extorting the consumers. So the production should increase so that it should be able to meet the demand of the populace.